Hey guys, Jay Sini here, and I put the word out on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter to ask some questions for an upcoming Q&A. So this is the Q&A video. So the first question comes from Ava. What is your favourite job so far? So I'd have to say that my favourite jobs so far are the ones I'm doing at the moment, playing my original shows and releasing original music, and also shooting music videos for people has just been such a fantastic time, and I really love what I'm doing, so it's all good here. Alright, so the next question comes from Haimfish. Do I miss being a high school teacher? Well, I'd have to say I do miss some of the kids and some of the work that we got done, and to see the progress that people started with and where they got to on their journey was really exciting and very fulfilling. However, I do not miss the paperwork and the bureaucracy. Alright, the next question comes from Melody Brooks. What was it like filming a music video with the Wolf Brothers in Tasmania? It was the best. It was the best. We had such an amazing time. You know, those guys are fantastic to work with, very professional, and we were really lucky down in Tasmania to be blessed with such amazing sunrises and sunsets and all of the colours that you get, and the Tasmanian landscape is just incredible. It's one of the best parts in Australia, I think. All right, the next question comes from Benny Allen. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Well, a woodchuck chuck wood, woodchuck chuck as much wood as a woodchuck chuck could. I don't know, that's all I got. So the next question comes from Tony Brooks. If you choke a Smurf, what colour does it go? Well, I guess that depends, because it all depends on whether you subscribe to the notion that a Smurf has blood vessels or not. So if a Smurf does have blood vessels, then that means that the blood is going to be rising to the surface if you do choke the Smurf. So what you're going to get is you're going to get a mix of the blue, obviously, from the colour, and then that's going to be mixed with red, which is going to give you a really deep purple. Next question comes from Slash. How much can you deadlift? At the moment, it's 193 kilos. We're getting very close to 200. I can't wait until we get there. 7 kilos away, so hopefully it shouldn't be too far off. Kate Hindle, how much do you love me? Immensely, a huge amount. So next question comes from Simon Burrows over in the UK. How can I reach out to gain more likes and follows on my Facebook music page without paying for promotion? Now, that is a great question. Now, I think the key to gaining any sort of extra likes or follows on your Facebook page is to provide content that's interesting, exciting, controversial, any of those things that tend to elicit a human emotion. So what I do, especially with Instagram and Facebook, is I like to post a lot of those really nice landscape shots and really nice photography on those pages, and I make sure everything's formatted to fit right so it takes up the most room on the screen possible. And that seems to be really working, especially on Instagram and also Facebook too, because that content is something that people want to share, they want to see and they like, and then they can show their friends. So I think the key is to be posting that content that is really interesting and exciting for people to look at, and that should lead to greater organic growth. All right, the next question comes from Casey Kilsby. So that question is use of techniques such as rule of thirds. Keen to know what your techniques are. So there's a lot of different techniques that we use when we're filming and taking photos, and rule of thirds is one that can be useful in a lot of different circumstances. Often you'll see photos where you'll have a person that's like dead center in the middle of the frame, and you know, some of those shots can look great, but what I've found from testing myself is that, you know, if you move something slightly to the right, something slightly to the left, it seems to make the photo just a little bit nicer for the eye for some reason. So every now and then I will use the rule of thirds, but there's so many different techniques that you can use when you're filming. I tend to use a lot of slow motion when I'm filming because I find it really allows me to draw out those moments that are just so emotional and just really capture what people are feeling. So instead of having a moment that normally lasts between two people, only lasts like half a second, if you take that and you stretch it out, you can make that moment last for 4 or 5 seconds, when in reality it's over like that. So slow motion and rule of thirds I think are both really important techniques, and I tend to use a lot of when I'm filming. Okay, so the next question comes from my fiance Andrea. What is the circumference of the moon? Now that would be 10,921 kilometers. That's just what it is. So next question comes from Chris. Why did the chicken cross the road? Well, the chicken actually crossed the road to come and film a new music video with Blacklist Productions. All right, and the final question, would you do any more music videos that you are in with your own songs? I'm so glad you asked, because I actually have one coming out in the next couple of weeks. You can see that one, When I Found You, I Found Me, coming to YouTube, CMC, lots of different platforms, so keep an eye out for that one. And thank you guys for watching this Q&A. Certainly some interesting questions, and I guess I'll see you in the future.